Thank you Asus for sponsoring today's video. Meet Walid, the man who's been supporting me literally since day one. He's been in a few of our skits, and also I gifted him a full custom PC about a month ago, but I don't think that's enough. I still think it's my turn to return the favor. He's sort of addicted to video games and wants to start a gaming TikTok content page. So I think those two excuses is literally the perfect recipe as to why I decided to revamp his gaming desk setup.
Telling myself I won't go there. Oh, but I know that I won't care. Trying to wash away all the blood I spilled. This loss is a burden that we both share. Two sinners can atone from a lone prayer. Souls tied, intertwined by our pride and guilt.
Oh, the dramatic music. Where do I start? I literally came back from Portugal like 2 days ago, and while I was there, I had actually sent Walid and Jan to go to a few places like IKEA to make sure we got a few of the items that are needed to make this video happen. What else is up? Waiting for Jan to arrive so I can make sure that we start planning. We'll probably start installing things today. It's Tuesday. I don't know what date it is exactly. This video is coming out in like 2 weeks, so we have time. But yeah, I'm a bit nervous, but let's get it going.
First things first, rest in peace, Uncle Phil. For real, you the only father that I ever knew. I get my bitch pregnant, I'ma be a better you. Prophecies that I made way back in the veil. Fulfilled. Listen, even back when we was broke, my team ill. Martin Luther King would have been on Dreamville. Talk to her, nigga.
Alright, so let me just quickly fill you guys in. What's going on right now is that we were at the office, we cut some of the LED strips that are gonna go on top of these slates. I'm gonna show you guys everything, you guys are gonna love it. It's one of the ideas we had. We're picking up the slates. We had Walid take his van because the slates are just massive. They don't fit in any of our cars. But yeah, it's gonna be an interesting night. I'm really excited to show you guys what we're building.
Come on, Harry, we want to say goodnight to you.
Yeah, this was us mesmerized at the fact that there was a cop stopping car after car for not doing their stops. Man, we felt bad, but hey, it was none of our business. Our goal today was to set up shop here so we could start cutting all of the slates our friends at the Wood Veneer Hub sent in. We actually went with a total of 10 dusty gray color matte acoustic slab wall panels. These look freaking fantastic, although at 94.49 inches by 25.20 inches, they needed to be cut.
Non, monsieur. Arrêtez-le pas là, monsieur là. Stop, huh? Rolling stop.
I just want to show you guys the slates. They're pretty cool. We just took them out. They are gray, and we're about to cut them so we can fit them downstairs. I'm going to show you guys the whole like downstairs portion. We want to fit the LED strips on top. You guys will get to see that. So we really need to cut them like super precisely, but yeah, I've done this already, so it should be easy. And in fact, easy it was. We went from remeasuring them to outlining them to cutting. I actually was really happy with the way I was slicing through them, especially after knowing these measurements were fitting pretty well. So we ended up cutting the whole set and took advantage of the fact that the whole workbench was still set up in order to complete our slated set with a lack shelf we needed to match measurements with. I honestly think that the hardest part about this makeover was making sure that our slated wall would fit and that our lack shelf would complement it pretty well. Mainly because on top of it all was going to live the railings that would hold and diffuse the LEDs. Yeah, so these railings that were cut at the office were drilled into the wall and reinforced with alien tape. Probably a bit of an overkill setup, but hey, it did the job. It really allowed us to drill the slates onto this entire wall, and we went as far as using the remaining sliced pieces in order to fabricate even more slates.
Yeah, I sort of miscalculated our entire order and turns out we needed more than 10 slates. But hey, we recycled and somehow made it work.
One thing we didn't calculate is actually that, so we cut these panels, right? And they fit perfectly fine. Now we have to cut this one a bit more, these three, so it fits like flush with the board right here. So we're gonna go do that once more. I just want to show you guys a bit of our truth. You guys see that? It's never perfect, mostly because this ceiling right here is not straight, so it's going to be super hard to cut everything perfectly straight. And you'll probably won't realize this because the light is just going to shine, it's going to bloom, so it's not going to be noticeable. The same thing on top right there and the bottom too. You see, it's not straight. So this is like the harsh reality of doing these things. But honestly, it's looking pretty freaking good.
So the LED railings, these needed a bit of an adjustment we forgot to account for. We needed to cut the corners at an angle. The corners would form connection joints for the vertical railings that we were going to surround the slated wall with. So we cut a few of those, cleaned them up, tested them, and pretty much installed these. These aluminum rails were pretty much responsible for creating an LED perimeter around the slated wall and not the LAC shelf. But before installing the LAC, we thought it was best to install the LEDs. So we decided to go with 16.4 feet plug and play Govee RGB IC LED strips. Walid was the master at installing these since he had done a project like this for his tabletop. The trick here is to let the connector loose at the start of the strip, stick these with its own 3M tape in the railing, and simply just go around the whole wall to complete the set. Obviously, a second roll of these 16.4 feet LED strip was needed to complete the perimeter. We actually had so much excess LED that last minute we decided it was probably awesome if we would route the rest of it on the bottom of the panels, except that it wasn't that much more we had in excess, so we took a smaller roll at 6.5 feet to complete the whole wall.
Yo, I swear you cannot make this stuff up. So we tried to connect the smaller LED strip right there. It doesn't work out, it's just not enough power. Those are two massive ones. What we're gonna do is that we're gonna put two controllers at the end so we can just finish that off. Let me just show you guys how beautiful the diffusion looks. Look at this stuff here. Look at that. That's gonna look super cool.
Yeah, that diffusion was literally the icing on the cake. We were noticing the massive difference in lighting as we were installing them. And to finish the whole aesthetic, mounting the LAC shelf completely transformed the way the slates were going to come to an end. We were absolutely proud of the work we had accomplished that day.
So here is the desk. Walid already had this desk. The cool thing about it is that these are like custom light strips, just like on the wall. These are IKEA legs, raising legs, pretty cool. And this is a cable management from Amazon. So all this stuff he already had. We didn't buy it or anything like that. So we're still using it, recycling it. It looks really good. Let me actually show you guys what it looks like. Give me 2 seconds. Okay. Plugged in. Look at that, that's pretty freaking cool. It's awesome. Hyped up. Let's go.
On June 5th, it was peripheral day. Actually, our goal was to unbox and install as many things as we could on the table. The most important thing though was these XG32UQs from Asus ROG. These boxes are packed up with their own cable pouch, their transformers to connect to power, the legs for the stand, the monitor arm itself, and of course the monitor. A monitor that was of course going to be mounted on a Vivo desk arm I gave Walid a long time ago.
Yeah, I've actually never seen this stuff. Have you guys ever seen these standoffs on monitors for the VESA mount? I guess it'll push it a bit more forward. That's interesting.
Not that we ended up using them anyways. After we mounted this arm to the desk, it was super simple to mount monitor after monitor. We went with a dual horizontal and vertical setup because it suits streamers best in my opinion, which is why we also ended up going with a proper gaming keyboard. This here is the ROG Strix Scope 2 96 wireless mechanical keyboard. It's a fantastic board that comes with some manuals, a USB-C to USB-A wire connector, stickers, a keycap remover, and a different styled spacebar, a wrist rest. The whole keyboard is honestly really good looking and aesthetically pleasing. And what makes it even better is that you can rock it via Bluetooth, it's integrated dongle or wired. Well, it really seemed to like it.
It's really nice, huh?
Yeah, it's not too loud, it's perfect. What, gaming?
Probably not more than this high ground mat though. I had to make a bit of space for it because it's pretty big. It is the mouse mat where we put the ROG harp and the keyboard itself.
That's his technique, huh? DJ.
Show
Show the flick, follow that shot. Show the flick.
It's all playable, claw, you know?
Headshot,
you know?
Ace. Thrifty.
Close to it, we also had installed his key light. Honestly, I know at the office we have aperture key lights, but these work just as good. They are super easy to mount. It already comes with this ball head arm that sits on the desk, where you simply have to screw the panel onto it. When placed right, this can deliver some nice lighting into dark areas of your desk. Of course, you can use a lamp like IKEA's Symfonisk. That's totally fine. It works well, especially when paired with a proper head and a smart bulb. Although the Elgato key light will deliver better overhead lighting. Talking about overhead, I had Walid and Jan build this unit when I was away because we wanted to decorate this with some cool stuff like an overhead, or I guess you can call it a hanging plant. Before you ask, this is the IKEA Bror shelving unit, by the way, the shelving unit that we thought would sit well next to the countertop. A countertop where we continue to install things like the Stream Deck Plus, the Audient Evo 4 audio interface, the 7Hz timeless planner IEMs, an NZXT boom arm. This boom arm right here was pretty much responsible for our Audio Technica 2040, and while Jan was installing this, I was making sure I was properly routing the cables that would make our Elgato key light simply shine light on this countertop. Anyways, the audio setup was pretty much getting there. I used a full black XLR cable that would route through the boom arm's hidden cable management channel, routed this cable to go underneath the desk, and used a couple of adhesive clamps to support it. We also took Elgato's master mount because it was going to support Walid's camera, which is the Sony mirrorless ZV-E1. So yeah, that was pretty much how our Wednesday night went.
1, 2, 3,
Morning fam. It's 9 a.m. I'm at Walid's house waiting for him to come out. It's looking really freaking good. I'm quite happy. I'm just not sure about the cable management, which I'm about to do right now. I want it to look really minimalistic. So yeah, there's Johnny. All right, let's get to it. That morning, we were all very pleased with the way things were looking. We were trying to come up with clean ways to hide our cables like USB-C connections for the Stream Deck, the audio interface, and the camera. We also needed to route the monitor's power cables with both of their power bricks. We went with long DisplayPort cables for easier routing. A lot of it was going to be held by these PET expandable braided sleeves. Honestly, the trick to achieve a clean cable management is to use as many of the things that allow you to do so. So monitor arm brackets, all of the clamps that attach to the desk, we use a lot of those to pass cables through and to hide cables. A good cable management organizer comes in clutch to hide bulky items, and of course, proper PET expandable sleeves to hide the bulk of your cables, which is exactly what we did. You can also use these tie wrists to shorten cables, but I recommend buying some Velcro sleeves to really close that off. It'll keep these types of cables nice and compact and clutter free. This is the really cool thing about doing proper cable management, is that I routed the bricks all the way here, and then these I don't have to undo them because it's already here. So I can just leave them as it is, plug them in, it's already all neat, and you know, it saves time. Honestly, there are so many ways you can cable manage a desk. It's really all about getting creative and using all of the tools you can to get rid of as many wires as you can, and that also includes cable clamps that you can attach underneath the desk. All of it together just allows you to have a desk that looks neat and clean, and your cable management really doesn't have to be perfect. It's looking pretty good. We have a few things to buy to finish it off. So Velcro strip, outlet splitter, hook, screw, IKEA frame decals, plants, like a bunch of freaking things that we have to buy. And I'm also taking this with me.
Now what's cooler than being cool? Ice cold. I can't hear you. I say what's cooler than being cool? Ice cold. All right. Okay, now ladies. Now we gonna break this thing down in just a few seconds. Now don't have me break this thing down.
You guys see all this? Yeah, well, we just bought all of this stuff, and this is the most important thing because I gotta get to building. So I'm gonna rebuild actually the PC, so we can get this over with. Seems to be a thing, but I also got Walid Funko Pop. So yeah, Stormtrooper, that's gonna match his PC. You know what I was thinking? I only have to take out the motherboard, graphics card, RAM sticks, and that's pretty much it. So it won't be too crazy of a build to rebuild.
So what you want me to do?
I'm expressing with my full capabilities, and now I'm living in correctional facilities. Cause some don't agree with how I do this. I get straight and meditate like a Buddhist. I'm dropping flavor, my behavior is hereditary, but my technique is very necessary. Blame it on Ice Cube, because he said it gets funky when you got a subject and a predicate. Add it on a dope beat, and it'll make you think. Some suckers just tickle me pink to my stomach, cause they don't flow like this one. You know what? I won't hesitate to diss one or two before I'm through, so don't try to sing this. Some drop science, well I'm dropping English. Even if Yella makes it a cappella, I still express, yo, I don't smoke weed or sex.
Honestly, I'm not quite sure what to say about this situation. It looks absolutely horrendous. Like, Corsair, why don't you make longer PCIe cables? I'm confused. Like, these cables right here, they're not long enough for me to like put them down here and fetch them by the bottom and have the whole thing look like normal PCs. I don't understand. Well, you know what? It's time to make this PC shine. Hopefully it turns on. It's already been set up once, so it shouldn't be a problem, but you never know, right? Can't possibly be serious right now with me. Why won't you turn on? Ah, the buggy's not even plugged. Ta-da! I guess it's fair to say that this is pretty much what's left on the trolley. I think the coolest thing that we got that we have yet to install is the nano leaf lighting strip. You guys will get to see that on the Slater wall. The plant, pretty cool, awesome looking plant, and that over there is just the PC box that we built last Friday. Last thing today is to go to Walid's house and pretty much take all of this and put it up, set it up. Super excited to show you guys the reveal. I think it's gonna look amazing. That's what we're doing tonight. We're gonna prepare it, and I'm gonna give you guys a banger.
Melody, I wanna live good, so shit, I sell dope for a 4-finger ring. One of them gold ropes. Nana told me if I pass it, be the sheepskin coat. If I can move a few packs, I get the hat. Now that'd be dope. Tossed and turned in my sleep that night. Woke up the next morning, niggas have stole my bike. Different day, same shit, ain't nothing good in the hood. I run away from this bitch and never come back if I could. Hate it or love it, the underdogs on top. And I'm gon' shine, homie, until my heart stop. Go ahead, envy me. I'm Rap's MVP, and I ain't going nowhere, so you can get to know me. Hate it or love it, the underdogs on top.
Damn, I'm so happy with the way this turned out. Knowing Walid, this really is his man cave. I went with a design that pretty much represents him and what he wants to pursue next. Ever since we were in high school together, he's been such a gamer. We used to play Modern Warfare 2 till like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. in the morning. I just know what he likes. A lot of the set is decorated with manga books, anime accessories, and Akira frame. I also added these nano leaf lines to add depth to our slates that really absorb sound. That with the IKEA Symphonisk and the Elgato keylight really bright up the place. Of course, I'm not going to forget about the fact that we built a full custom LED wall, and we ended up using these Amazon cable management sleeves to route some of those cables and hide them under the lag shelf. The LED wall and the LED on the desk itself looks absolutely stunning. Walid did say that the desk was very much a project he was pursuing thanks to Chris Meher. Chris, if you're watching this, shout out to you. Walid showed me your RGB and LED videos and I love them. Keep it up. We think the style of LED on this IKEA back and countertop is a genius. I also paired this desk with the white Herman Miller Phantom chair. This was my girlfriend's, but she's looking to get something less gamery, so now it's Walid's. I also gave him my favorite IEMs of all time, the 7Hz Timeless, so he's new to planar sound and he's been obsessing about these for a couple of days now. He absolutely loves playing Valorant on these and loves the fact he can blast the sound into his ears to really hear footsteps, reloading noises, and so on. They connect to the Audient Evo 4 where he gets to control his in-game audio and his AT2040s. Already off the bat, last night he told me he got some compliments from some guys playing online because his mic sounded really crisp. The game, we went with my favorite mouse, the ROG Harp, and paired it with the ROG Strix Scope 2 96 wireless keyboard. This is their latest hot swappable, compact, and efficient 96% board. It's small, retains all the functions of a full-size keyboard within the sticky L factor, delivers their new ROG NX Snow switches, has tri-mode connectivity, plus their ROG Omni receiver can wirelessly connect the keyboard and mouse with this one single dongle. The keycaps on this are PBT double shot, but you can also get UV coated ABS keycaps. The reason why it says it sounds so good is because they have this unique dampening foam with integrated switch dampening pads. It was also designed to cycle through various modes with this key and rotating wheel. Clicking this will allow you to cycle through the system's volume, media controls, brightness, and a customizable mode you can set. You can connect up to 3 devices. You have on-the-fly macro recording with FN plus Alt. You can check your battery life with FN plus minus, stealth mode with FN plus F12. There's a lot of stuff built in and I'm excited to see how he likes this throughout the next few months. All of this sits on this high ground mat. Really matches Canupsi's Supernova wallpapers. These wallpapers do sit on these ROG 32-inch XG32UQ monitors. Monitors I will be reviewing at some point with the help of Walid since he's going to be doing the testing. But at 4K with 160Hz display output, he's definitely going to enjoy his Valorant experience. I'm excited for him to start streaming at some point, for him to use his Stream Deck Plus more efficiently, and use his ZV-E1 for his shorter streams. I'm expecting this full white Lian Li 011 Mini custom build to crank out some nice content for him. This here's the build I redid for him. We're talking about a full white RTX 3090 with an i9 12900K and 32GB of DDR5 RAM. I matched it with the latest white NZXT Kraken RGB 240mm radiator, some Corsair LL120 RGB fans, and a Stormtrooper. This is my dream build minus the awfulness of these PCIe cables, which will be changed. This makes me want to puke. I honestly think my biggest fear was ruining the panels on the wall with the RGB. Off the bat, these panels are premium quality, have insane sound absorption, and work quick and easy to install. So imagine just messing this whole wall up and realizing the RGB railings were just not it. Yeah, I'll leave a link to all the products in the description. This includes everything like the panels, the keyboard, the custom build, monitors, and so on. I can't wait to see what type of content Walid puts out. More than that though, I'm happy I can finally game with him when he's home. We're going full Valorant mode. Let me know what you guys think of this desk. Does it pass the TikTok gaming test? Drop a like if you enjoyed it. Hope to see you guys soon. Take care.
So that's our makeover. I'm probably gonna take a little break from doing these because they get very, very expensive. But I hope you guys really liked it. This was definitely the scariest project I've made because I've never made like a fully white gaming setup, TikTok style. Yeah, I hope you guys like it. That's it. That's all for today.